This will be the key to identifying the root cause of your stomach pain that your doctor continues to miss. Hey Wellness Warrior, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and we want to talk about how to stop the stomach pain that you're having. And one of the big questions we have to ask ourselves is, why do we continue to get this stomach pain? Now, you may have bloating and discomfort and gas and burping and irritation and all kinds of things going on with your stomach. And we want to talk about the solutions as to how to fix them. You may even be suffering from a much larger gastrointestinal issue, such as like Crohn's or colitis, okay? But same rules apply as to identifying where it's coming from and how to start getting some better results and reducing the pain. Now, the first thing we want to look at is the food that you're eating. And what I recommend is that you start journaling the food that you're consuming, because the reality is you may be eating things that are causing constant digestive upset. And sometimes it can be hard to identify because you can eat that food and it can cause 24 hours of digestive upset. Or maybe you eat that food and it doesn't even affect you and cause problems until 12 hours later, where it starts causing debilitating stomach pain. So we want to make sure that if this is coming from food, we're identifying it. The best way to identify it is journal all the food that you're eating and then identify off to the side, how does my stomach feel? Do I have pain and discomfort? Do I feel good? And you're going to start to realize, hey, whenever I eat this dairy, oh my goodness, this is where everything goes sideways. Whenever I have, let's say, gluten, or whenever I have another food that maybe your gut doesn't like. It could be something simple like having some certain vegetables or fruits that causes the irritation. So if that's the case, when you journal it, you'll be able to know this is the problem, take it out of your diet for 2 weeks and see how you do, okay? So this is step one, is identifying food that's problematic, because that could be the cause. Next is test, okay? The reason that I like to test if you're having gut issues is because when you are having a lot of unexplained problems and pain, you don't know where it's coming from, it can be from a possible pathogen. And if you don't test, you don't know. So what we want to look for is we want to do a test that looks for parasites, bacteria, yeast, roundworms. Do you have these things that shouldn't be in your gut? Now, of course, you're supposed to have bacteria, but not pathogenic bacteria in large amounts, okay? So we have to really identify pathogens, and if they're there, the issue is that you will never stop your stomach pain until we get them out, okay? So doing a test to identify these is really, really beneficial, because you could go the next 5-10 years of your life dealing with these same problems, trying every different method in the book, but if you didn't identify these were there, and then do the proper cleanses to get rid of them, then you're going to just continue on with the same problem. You might be able to make it better by pouring on some sort of support along the way to help lower inflammation or help you digest your food better. But if these are there, the problem will continually come back, and they can cause a lot of food sensitivities. They can really mess with your overall health. So we want to identify, get rid of. I'll put a link in the description below to all of the different resources I'm going to mention today, because I will mention a lot. And the fact is that when we're having this conversation today, I'm coming from more of a clinical perspective. I know, working with people every single day and suffering with my own gut health issues, that many doctors, as in gastroenterologists, when you go to them with a lot of these problems, they just say, oh, you're fine. We'll do a colonoscopy, and then the colonoscopy, after they do it, will come back negative, and you'll be stuck with the same problems. But the issue is that one day you'll go back because your problems are so bad, and they'll say, oh my goodness, you have gastrointestinal cancer. You have some major disaster that now you have to deal with. Because I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, when I've worked with patients and they've went through gastrointestinal cancer, one of the things that they told me is, oh man, I had symptoms and problems ever since I was a kid. It went on for 10, 20 years and before I was ever diagnosed with cancer. So we want to identify these issues and fix them now, and don't kick them down the road. So this, once again, is something you really want to pay attention to. Next on our list is healing support, okay? Healing support in the way of using something that can help dampen inflammation in your gut, okay? If you're having a lot of pain, you could have leaky gut. You could have some sort of colitis, ulcerative colitis, for instance. You could have a Crohn's issue going on. You could have something going on in your stomach that is an inflammatory process. So dampening inflammation is very important. You can use particular nutrients like deglycerinized licorice root extract, using things like L-glutamine, okay? So what I'll do is I'll put a gut inflammation support, because if you have an inflammation problem going on in your gut, you need to start putting on some nutrients to get rid of that. Now, going to the root cause, why? Why is it happening? Well, it could be food, it could be one of these issues right here. So therefore, we of course want to identify why, but then we also want to use this support to help walk it back and make you feel better and focus on inflammation. The next big thing, and I'm telling you the two big things that will really change your life, and I do this clinically, so I have worked with a lot of people and I see what are the two heavy hitters that really help people. One is the inflammation support. The other is going to be using digestive enzymes. And this is really important because what it will help do is break down your food better. I always tell people, if you want the number one thing that will bring you more digestive comfort immediately today, start using the digestive enzymes. And this is going to help you break down your food. It'll help lessen the amount of like gas and burping and irritation and everything going on in your stomach. It just eases the process. So that's where when we look at the healing support, we want to look at inflammation and just better digestion overall. Those are two of the heavy hitters. We could go into a lot more, but I want to leave you with those right there so that I'm simplifying it for you and giving you practical steps to move forward with today. Now, next on our list is fasting, okay? I really like to use fasting as a way of gut healing. Anybody who's ever dealt with gut issues or tends to deal with them on a daily basis will always feel better if you're doing some fasting. A 24-hour fast, a 48-hour fast, a 3-day fast, regular intermittent fasting, it doesn't matter. You'll find that when you deal with gut issues, fasting will be your friend. So these are going to be the methods that you start utilizing to identify where the root cause of your gut health problem is, but also how to start solving it. I gave you some very practical steps that work every time. So give these things a try. All the different resources are in the description below, from the test to the different supports that we use clinically. Check those out and then let me know in the comments how these things work for you. As I said, many people are struggling with gut health. I did at one point in my life, and this is what drove my passion to help you all have better gut health and do the right things that actually give you results versus being told, oh, there's nothing you can do, or take this medication. We want to actually get to the root cause, put in something that truly heals the gut, and that's how we get amazing results. I'm Dr. Zyrowski. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, to give the video a thumbs up, and check out this video next.